27 minutes past 11 now. Attached to the tower, one of the attractions that's on the front here at Blackpool is the Tower Dungeon. Now, I don't know if you've been in the Tower Dungeon. Fascinating place, not least because whilst you're down there, you will come across one or two very interesting characters. There are some actors down there, one of whom is Brian Porter. Morning, Brian.
Morning.
Good to see you. It must be nice to see the daylight, isn't it?
Absolutely, for what? Yeah, they've dragged me out of the dungeon just to do this for you. Yeah.
It's good of them, isn't it? Tell us about the dungeon. If people go in there, what can they expect?
Oh, it's a wonderful place. It's what we in the profession call promenade theatre. That means you process through the attraction and you meet different characters that tell you different stories about all the horrible things that used to happen in Lancashire. It's a good family attraction. I think people get the wrong idea that it's people chasing you and you know, scaring you too much. We don't touch you, we don't chase you. You meet these wonderful characters that tell you great tales about the past and all the horrible things that used to go on. Yeah, it's a real family attraction.
You see, even just the word dungeon, conjures all sorts in the mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we do only have one chamber that is an actual dungeon modelled on Lancaster Castle, but the rest of the rooms are scenes, if you like, from different parts of what Lancashire would have been like in those days. We've got Plague Street, we've got a chapel modelled on the Priory, Lytham Priory, which doesn't exist. Lytham Hall exists, but the original Priory is not there anymore. And then we've got Skipple Caves, which is where all the smugglers used to hang out near the River Wyre, and we've got a puritanical judge. So the word dungeon does conjure up that you're just in some kind of environment where we're just going to torture you all the time. That's only one room out of the whole attraction.
Is that Craig Greville Horwood, the puritanical judge?
Yes, he would possibly.
He'd be fabulous down there, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He might come in. He might be the opposite of a puritanical. Actually, he's more flamboyant. So yeah,
it must be great for you though, because isn't it every day different? Because you presumably, you tailor your act to whoever the visitors are that day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what one could. I mean, I'm one of the original actors from the dungeon opening. 7 years ago? I do many other things as well because I'm a professional dancer. But it's the audience that makes it worthwhile, because people say, "Oh God, doing the same thing every day for the last how many years?" But it's never the same.
Because you've had a few celebs down there as well, haven't you?
Yes, we have. I don't know if I can remember. I was just saying to your colleagues here before, I had Jonathan Ross in my courtroom and humiliated him. I can't think. I think we had Keith Lemon through once and various other characters.
I hope you threw away the key. Now, you mentioned about the dancing. So this today, obviously, it's the big day, isn't it, of the year for the ballroom. Are you a bit of a judge? Are you one of these that watch the programme, probably with a different attention and eye to detail than the rest of us?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Being kind of tentatively involved in the professional ballroom world, because although, let me just say, I trained as a contemporary dancer originally, and I've been kind of dragged into the ballroom world living here in Blackpool. I do have a colleague who's an ex-British champion who has a studio, JLC Dance, and so we've got quite a critical eye on everything that's going on, and we're not always agreeing with the judges, and sometimes we are, and we've got little film stills of people's footwork saying, really, was that the best footwork you've ever seen? And
now, isn't it, it's interesting because we've got our favourites, we've got those that we think potentially could lift the glitter ball, but from just purely a professional's point of view, looking at it, with your expert eye, who has dazzled you so far?
Oh dear, here we go. It's a difficult one, but I don't know. You see, the thing is, with the ballroom today, what the ballroom really benefits from is a dance that consumes the space. One of the dances that moves like a classical ballroom dance rather than a Latin dance. So, you see, you're not going to like this, or maybe some people are not going to like this. Let's not be too controversial. I think Anton's choice of dance is going to look good in that ballroom, whereas the more contained Latin dances might not kind of suit the ballroom. So based on today alone, we might see some shifts in who we think's going to lift that ball. I don't know.
How interesting. You see, that's what you want. You want an expert's eye. Well, listen, thank you for joining us. I'm sure you've got people waiting to be terrified in the dungeon.
Yeah, I have. Yes, I should be on a position called Viking right now, playing a Saxon. So.
Oh, really? Well, there you go. That's one way to spend a Saturday. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for joining us, Brian. It's 28 minutes away from midday. Lovely story coming up in a couple of moments' time. We're going to meet somebody from Manchester.